Hey, morning, everybody. 7:19, about 7:20 in Chicago. It is the 26th of May. We have 4 days left, folks, in the month. All right. And then we'll start with June 1 next Monday. All right. We got crude falling off the planet, energy tumbling down. Find your support levels. There's still going to be a lot of vol in the oil trade. That is for damn sure. All right. So nice move to the downside. We got to find some nice support levels, and we'll see. I think we're still going to see a lot of volatility in the oil. Don't go getting crazy with the oil here. All right. So tech. Everybody, pie in the sky. The 200-day moving average is moving away further and further, folks. All right. The yields are at 4.5 on the 10-year. Okay. We might see that yields continue to go higher. The dollar is going up. Okay. Again, if we get to 5% on the 10-year, then some of this money just might come out of this market because maybe they think there's still some volatility in there. Israel is bombing the crap out of a bunch of places right now. So how are they going to keep that price of oil down? I'll tell you. Demons are at work or something. I don't know. There's some strange stuff going on in this world. But watching that 200-day moving average on the futures, I posted it this morning and I said that chasing tech could be danger to your wealth. All right. You look at that Micron, that move that it made. Now look at we're today we're higher. Marvel's over 200. You know, they're going to ask you to buy them up there so they can sell them to you. Okay. But there is strength in the markets, I must say. They show up every time. So I don't know. I don't know how long we can withstand, but we'll see. All right. So all that being said, markets are at all-time highs across the board. All right. Even the Russell. I think a lot of people might start going more into the rut, buying cheaper stocks, little less vol, and a little less risk. So I think that we should be looking at some of these Russell stocks, these cheapies, that aren't going to get you. You're not going to get killed. You're not going to be, sitting there at Micron at $780 and it drops $300. All right, so don't go chasing waterfalls, please. All right. So again, we got energy. Break it to the downside across the board too. Energy's really kind of got whacked here. All right. So on our light sweet crude here this morning, we're down about 4% the last time I looked. So here we are. We're down 14%. So we'll see what happens. And today is the first day that the PDT is going to change. All right. So now more people are going to be able to trade more. Okay. Continue to put a little bit more air. I'm not calling it a bubble, but there's some weird stuff going on. All right. So let's just take a look at the futures. What's going on here this morning? All right. So again, pie in the sky, baby. 7:45. We're closed at 7:45. We're at 7:50. We're in no man's land, and we never been here. All right, we were looking for the broadening formations to continue to move higher, and then we look for that move that starts to break. And we saw that a little bit on the diamonds. Here. I just saw here on this 60. See this one that just went up here, 751.69, coming back inside. All right. So this is the kinds of things that we're going to be looking for on the broadening formation. All right, so this isn't going to happen on a 60, but it could very well break at any time frame, but it's going to have to carry a little bit more weight if you want to try to move it to the back to the downside. All right, so again, watch the 200-day moving average. It just keeps it's like bye, see you later. All right, so there's your SPY this morning, up and away. All right, and here is your QQQ. Same way here, 717, guys. We're at 725.66, and there's still no deal in Iran. Okay, so the volatility is crazy. So again, I think it's going to be a good time to be watching the crude. I think the crude might be the best thing to trade here in the next few months. I swear. All right, so there we go. Back up to the highs we got done on the weekly on the Qs. We got up to 722.12. So we're up about $3 and change from there. Again, blasting off. All right, but we had that shooter come back down on the day. Now we're going to take all this up. We're eating all this up and taking it all out. All right. So don't go chasing waterfalls. All right. And then diamonds. Diamonds give us that shooter down day, right? It looked like it was nasty coming back down. And here she comes right back up at takes out. It's going to take out Friday's highs with that move from the downside with a ton of exhaustion risk. All right, so welcome aboard. Back up to 509.10. All right, so what are we looking at? We're going to look at the industrials. All right, I think they're the hottest right now. All right, on the XLI. I'm looking at it here. The utilities are starting to pop back up, where the energies are going down. All right, so you got that move. You got that going on as well. All right, XLP. I think that XLP is pretty good, but I would still be looking for that pullback, because I think if the markets do start to turn a little bit, that's when your staples will kind of kick in a little bit. All right, so I like the XLP, but I would be looking more to buy those into weakness, okay? I wouldn't go chasing them, all right? XLK, you can go ahead and buy it. You can go ahead and buy Marvel today and Intel. They're going up, all right? They're continuing to move to the upside. Protect. That's all I can say for you if you want to continue to go down that road, all right? So on our sectors, definitely the industrials. Energy now, XLE, we'll see if they can start to recover a little bit. But on the first day after this move to the downside, it's probably going to be hard to get Chevron and these guys in Exxon to try to get lined up, especially with the crude sitting down low. But, you know, what's going on? We got Israel and Lebanon, you know, going at it. And here they're trying to proclaim that this war or action is over. So we'll see. All right. So I don't know what the hell to say about it. But anyhow, there's your diamonds. We'll look at XLF. That one's a little bit better, but I tell you, the banks aren't all that great. They came back down on the shooter down day here on XLF, and 52.13. I mean, it's only slightly higher here by about 18 cents. All right, so we'll see. Well, this is the one. This is kind of this one's the kind of the equilibrium on these financials. If we start to see these financials like not rallying, you don't even have to go down. All right, if you're just not rallying, you're not right. Okay, if you're not rallying, you're dead. Okay, so be in the ones that are rallying. All right, and this morning it's going to be industrials. All right, and healthcare. Still too many complicated issues. All right, you do have the month up. You do have, they're better. All right, look at the week up. They had a great week up. All right, they had the gapper day up. There's probably more mileage in healthcare right now, but you got to be very selective as to where you're going into that group too. All right, so I like the healthcare, but I just, be in the right names, all right? Be in the right names. And I put out some the gapper list this morning. I didn't even have too many. Lilly was in the news a little bit, not talking about too much about healthcare. We got rid of Kennedy, the remedy, and now we got somebody else coming in. So we'll see if anything that makes a little bit of a change, and then we'll see if things get a little better from there. All right. But I do like the XLV, but I just be very selective as to what you want to go after. All right, that's my thoughts there. All right, the utilities are better. The real estate stocks I think are pretty good. It's another one too, mixed bag, little mixed bag on the real estates, but I think they're solid. Renting is the way to live now. All right, because you can't buy homes because they're more than $420,000 across the country. So we'll see with that. All right, so Vanguard, I think really, really good. But you got to pick really good companies, ones that are really managing well. All right, you got good landlords and you got really crappy bad landlords. All right, so remember that. All right, so Vanguard I still think is a little bit better, but I'd be selective in that group as well. Discretionaries, Walmart was a miss. Costco, they just Costco now you can double up on your yearly. And then they give you credits back at the end of the year now, and you're getting your gas cheaper. Costco makes all the sense in the world. I really do think, but let's take a look at Costco. They're going there. They're just not putting as much stuff in their cart anymore. And look at the shooter down on the month. All right, surrender. All right, Costco. We know Walmart fell apart, missed the earnings, dropped 5% to the downside. Trying to get back. Walmart. I think Target's the champ. Stick with Target right now. They got more stores in little places. It just makes a little bit more sense for Target right now. They are probably doing a little bit better than these big box stores. So I like the inside month here on Target with the 2-1. That could be a nice 2-1 too. I'll tell you, Target, that could be the one that might start to act a little bit like TJ Maxx, who we know is the king. All right, the king. Coming back up with TJ Maxx on this month. Look at this guy coming back up. So I love TJ Maxx, 900 stores all over the country. Retail, I just be very, very cautious here right now. All right, I mean, look at McDonald's. You see what's going on in McDonald's. Got up to $347 and is currently trading at $281. All right, McDonald's isn't recovering anytime soon now. All right, so I think they're gonna get their issues too. They're just gonna have to give more incentives. All right, to get people to get in there. And we'll see what happens there. All right, so that your discretionary group, again, be very selective as to what you're liking in there, okay? I mean, Estee Lauder had good numbers on Friday, right? That was a gapper up on the day here, and it finished, fairly strong, 88.32. Where's she trading at right now? She's trading at 89.25. Estee Lauder, that one's pretty good, all right. And then we had that Elf, right? Beauty, All right, beauty fell apart, man. All right, here on the daily on Elf from Friday, had a nice move up to 56.61 and gave Shooter all the way back down to the lows. All right, so Elf, and then you look at the king, which is Alta. ULTA. I'm not going to go to too much retail. I just like them. Alta's been climbing back up to the upside here. All right, so there might be a little bit more room in here, but this month has got to start moving, right? Well, guess what? There's only 4 days left, so we could get a 2-2 back up on Alta. I don't know about it right now, though, guys. All right, there's that. I like that week, man. All right, looking for that week to take that 2 up. All right, a couple of the ones that we've been watching here. Emerson has been a real stud, right? It had 4 straight days up. All right, and then they kind of puked it out on the 4-hour. Came in here on the over the weekend. See what happens there. Coming back up right now, trying to get back up on. I think Emerson continues. I think the industrials are going to be the leaders of the diamonds because I think that has to surpass what everybody already else did with SPYs and Qs. I think you got to see. I think you got on the Dow. Or on the let's call it the diamonds, right? Because that's what we usually call it. We got to be looking at like 525, 525 somewhere in that area. So, and I think it will be led by the industrials, and then we'll see if those utilities. I don't know. It's gonna be hard for utilities to stay up with energy staying down, but we'll see what happens there. All right. So again, discretionaries pretty decent. I think be selective with everything that you're choosing to do, and this is the problem. All right, diamonds right now is where the focus is. SPYs and Qs, they're asking you to buy Marvel at 200 and whatever it is. Let's pull it up. All right, I didn't even want to talk about tech that much because I don't go chasing waterfalls. Look at this thing. 2 months so strong to the upside. Now they're going to ask you to buy it at 211.50. All right, listen, if you got it, protect it. I wouldn't even add here. All right, but here's the thing: what I think about the markets. If you pull out of the market, it's going to run like hell, and if you stay in, you're probably going to get hurt. I don't think there's any other way out. All right, watch the 5-year. All right, it's moving up. It's moving back up already. All right, this Warsh got in guy. We'll see what he's going to start talking about here in the next couple of weeks. We'll start get a flavor of what's going on there. Inflation continues to just cruise along, and so we're getting a little break today on crude. Find our support levels. And we'll trade some of this crude. I think that's going to be one of the better things to trade going forward. All right, so I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to leave you with that. Chasing tech could be dangerous to your wealth. All right, everybody have a wonderful day. I'll definitely catch you in during the day. All right, be good, be good.